Afrobeats versus Amapiano. Here we go again. After the first comparison video I did a couple of months ago, I'm back with the follow-up on this contentious topic of two genres that have been put head-to-head on many occasions. I did say that I've been intentionally staying away from this comparison because in my mind there is no comparison really. These are two genres with wildly different stories, origins, and even time in existence. However, the people have spoken, so here we go. This is the video where I compare some data between Afrobeats and Amapiano to gauge the size between the two and also analyze how these genres are received overseas. Buckle up, this is the no BS version. In gauging the size between Afrobeats and Amapiano, I think this graphic really tells us the story. There are 8,200 Afrobeats artists compared to only 1,000 Amapiano artists. And that's a difference of a factor of 8, which is crazy when you think about it. And then looking at the streams on Spotify, Afrobeats in the last month got 1.2 billion streams on Spotify, and Amapiano got 200.3 million streams on Spotify, which is like roughly about 6 times less than Afrobeats. And then looking at radio spins, Afrobeats had 598,000 radio spins registered in the last month compared to Amapiano's 54,700 radio spins in the last month. And really, this is what I meant when I said there is really no comparison between the two, as Afrobeats is way more established and has infiltrated way more parts of the world than Amapiano has. The fact that there are more than 8,200 Afrobeats artists compared to Amapiano's 1,000 really tells the story. What I did find interesting is that both the USA and the UK are top consuming countries for both Amapiano and Afrobeats, which was quite interesting. Obviously, South Africa for Amapiano is there and Nigeria is there for Afrobeats, which was pretty cool. But then when we break it down according to cities now, we get the 3 top cities listening to Afrobeats being Lagos, Nigeria, Paris, France, and London, UK. That's a pretty diverse top 3. On the flip side, the top 3 cities listening to Amapiano are Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Durban, all in South Africa. That in itself suggests that Amapiano is still very much a local sound comparatively, and Afrobeats has far-reaching global tentacles. I was wondering how we could dig deeper into this size comparison, so to speak, and I decided to look at the top Spotify playlists for each genre to see what kind of reach we're talking about. As you can see, the top Spotify playlists that champion Afrobeats include African Heat, Afro Hits, We Are Everywhere, Afropop, Afrobeats 2024, and Afro Party Anthems. And African Heat has 1.5 million followers, and the next one is Afro Hits with 836,000 followers, and then the next one is We Everywhere with 619,000 followers. Now, when we look at Amapiano side, the biggest Amapiano playlist that is championing Amapiano is Amapiano Grooves, and it has 587,000 followers. Wow, that's 3 times less than the biggest one championing Afrobeats. And then the second one on the Amapiano list is 177,000 followers, and then the third one is 154,000 followers. So from a size perspective, there really is no comparison. Just putting together the total followers for these playlists and comparing them, the Afrobeats playlists have 4.4 million followers, that's the reach, and then the Amapiano playlists combined, the followers is 1.34 million followers. That is the reach, which is roughly about 3 to 4 times less than the Afrobeat side. This continues to reinforce the fact that these two genres cannot be compared in terms of size. Something I just found randomly interesting was that on these 6 best playlists for each genre, so to speak. On the Afrobeat side, 5 of the playlists were by Spotify themselves, and there was only one user-generated playlist. And then on the Amapiano side, 3 playlists are by Spotify, and the other 3 are user-generated playlists. You might be wondering if that means anything to begin with, but when Spotify has more playlists for a particular genre, it points to them understanding the genre more and having more data on the genre, which is a subset of popularity. When a genre is still small, user-generated content will find more of a place at the top, and the early adopters, or early curators in this case, are likely to be closer to the ground and understand the genre's roots and cultural nuances before the rest of the world does. For Afrobeats, the data can do a lot more of the talking, so to speak, so it's far easier to curate more platform playlists based on it because there's tons of data on it. It's yet another sign that these two genres can't really be compared right now. The fact is, Afrobeats is clear in terms of size. At this point, it's difficult to understand why there's any comparison between these two genres in the first place. However, people will be people. Let me conclude this video by showing you a list of the top 10 songs in each genre, and that's based on the last 1 month plays on Spotify. It will give us some further insights anyway. Let's start with the Amapiano side because there's a really clear trend to see there. All the songs basically have a South African act on them, right? And this is, well, including track 6, which is by Uncle Waffles. A lot of people think she's from South Africa, but no, she's from Eswatini. However, she made a name for herself in South Africa, living in South Africa, so kind of makes sense. On the Afrobeat side, although most songs in this top 10 are from Nigerian acts, there are some outliers and some pretty high-ranked outliers here. There's Les Moi by K Black from France, a totally unexpected inclusion for me, but I get it. Then you've got Location by Dave, who's from the UK, obviously featuring the African giant Burna Boy. And then Nairobi by Ben Soul, Sauti Sol, Vidi the Storyteller, and Meja from Kenya. Maybe even worth mentioning Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys from South Africa, the Grammy-nominated song. This definitely suggests how diverse the Afrobeats palette is, and is not only restricted to one country compared to what the Amapiano top 10 suggests. It really makes for interesting debate, but tells a fantastic story either way. What are your thoughts about this comparison between Afrobeats and Amapiano, especially as a follow-up to the last video? And if you haven't seen the last video, you need to check it out because it sets the stage for this one. I'm looking forward to a healthy discussion in the comments with everybody, and remember to keep it respectful. And that's it for me. My name is MJ Wemoto, son of Zimbabwe, signing out. Peace. Dende.